Hey everybody, welcome back to WWE 12 Universe. My name's Jitch. I was talking in a really weird voice there for some reason. And this is Raw, the final Raw before Money in the Bank. And we're kicking things off with probably one of the weirdest matches I've ever seen.
The following triple threat match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 380 pounds, Kevin Nash.
Some really interesting rules for two of tonight's matches. First up, we got this triple threat match here, which is going to see Kevin Nash, a Money in the Bank participant, Brock Lesnar, a Money in the Bank participant, and Santino Marella, one of the most hated, biggest losers the company's ever seen, facing off in a triple threat. The rules for this match are very interesting, because it all centers around the rivalry between Brock Lesnar and Kevin Nash, with an outlier, someone that Mr. Raw General Manager, Mr. McMahon, just gets a kick out of using. So, basically what we got is, if Santino, I can't even believe I have to say this as if it's going to happen, if Santino pins Kevin Nash or Brock Lesnar, Santino gets their spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, if Brock Lesnar pins Kevin Nash or Kevin Nash pins Brock Lesnar, then one of those two will be removed from Money in the Bank. And obviously if they pin Santino, then neither of them will be removed from Money in the Bank. And that's basically what it comes down to. Don't do it. You did it. I told you not to do it and you did it.
One right after the other.
Even his strikes just look so silly. I know this is the same cutscene that you've seen from many people before, but it's the script breaker. That is his gimmick, I'm certain. His gimmick is the script breaker, Santino Marella. Well, you know what? Just for that, the goal is clear on what I'm going to be doing in this match. But yes, so if that mess of a joke character wins this match, he will join Money in the Bank. He'll take that person's spot. Basically what I'm saying is there's spots that are at risk tonight. Randy Orton's is at risk, and one of these two is at risk. One of them is staying in Money in the Bank, but if the other one gets pinned, they will not be in Money in the Bank. Well, I mean, I find it interesting that actually had nothing to do with Kevin Nash, evidently. He went for Santino Marella. I know that neither of these will want to suffer such a humiliating loss, quite frankly. But this is a triple threat, which means, yes, there is no disqualification. But we've also got, as you may have remembered, announced on SmackDown, we've also got a tag team match coming up next, which is for the World Tag Team Championship. Randy Orton is going to team up with the United States Champion Cody Rhodes, who has been trying to get into the Money in the Bank ladder match. And basically, the long story short of it is, if Randy Orton and Cody win, Cody joins Money in the Bank. Sorry, no. Am I getting this wrong? No, I'm not getting this wrong. Cody joins Money in the Bank and becomes World Tag Team Champions. But if the Celtic Cross win, not only do they retain their World Tag Team Championships, but they take Randy Orton's Money in the Bank spot away from him. And also get an additional one. Both Drew McIntyre and Sheamus will qualify for Money in the Bank. Should probably have clarified that as well. This would... So right there, Kevin Nash, if he would have pinned Brock Lesnar, he would remove Brock Lesnar from this match. See, that's kind of the thing as I was expecting. These two don't get along, but they do have a mutual enemy. And that has become very clear. Oops. That wasn't intentional. Yeah, it's safe to say Brock Lesnar and Kevin Nash don't like each other, but they also would prefer, I think, to tear each other apart in Money in the Bank than have this joke take one of their spots away from them. So, I don't know, maybe this is going to form some kind of unity between these two. Maybe they'll finally get past the issues that they've had literally since Brock Lesnar's debut. Or was it Kevin Nash's debut? I don't even remember. No, I don't think it was either of their debuts. I think it was after they debuted. And Lesnar going for the cover as Kevin Nash is outside the ring. And that's all it took. That is all it took. Too bad, Nash. Too bad. I told you I'd avenge that attack at the start of the match. I didn't appreciate what that made Brock Lesnar look like. So that needed fixing. And I think I did just that. So neither will be removed from Money in the Bank. And this pointless match, I once again managed to kind of give a reason to. And another offer of oh my god! No way! It looks like they might have found a mutual enemy, and it's Santino. They actually shook hands! I don't believe it. Alright, we're back. I have been looking forward to this match more than any other match on the show. I'm just going to come right out and say that. This is definitely my most anticipated match going into this one. Something about the tag team championships being at stake in probably the biggest threat to them that they've had since they won the titles. The Celtic Cross are 175 days into their World Tag Team Championship reign at this current time. They are 5 days away from beating The Miz as the longest reign we've ever seen.
The contest is for the World Tag Team Championship. And introducing the challengers, Randy Orton, the United States Champion, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase.
The Legacy. Don't know why he didn't say that. But yes, 175 days. If they can just last another 5 more days, so if they win this title defense, they won't have to defend before Money in the Bank, which means that when they hit Money in the Bank, they will be at 181. And they will have officially passed The Miz, who had 180 days as Intercontinental Champion, and be the longest reigning champions we have seen thus far. They are the second ever World Tag Team Champions. The Celtic Cross won them all the way back at the 18th of January. This is the, I believe, July 12th episode of Raw. So it's been a long time for them. Half a year. Cody Rhodes could be one of the second, another one of Miz's records will be stolen from him though, because if the Legacy win, then Cody will be the second guy to hold 2 championships at the same time.
Tag Team Champions, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre.
Now there are some people that have wondered why it is that Cody Rhodes is the guy that's put in this when he's already holding the United States Championship, as opposed to Ted DiBiase, who is really not being given any opportunities at all. My only guess for this, as an explanation, is, well, there's a few things really. We know that McMahon doesn't like the Legacy ever since they took him out, which, you know, I'm not a big McMahon fan. In fact, I don't like McMahon, but that does make sense. Your guys get taken out, you're probably not going to like the guys that did that. But I think what it kind of boils down to is this is manipulation at its finest. First of all, if he puts Ted DiBiase at ringside instead of in the match, DiBiase's going to find some kind of envy at the fact that you're looking at guys that have held championships, whereas the only title that DiBiase's ever held is one that was literally given to himself. He bought, well, he didn't buy it, he was handed it by his father, the $1 million title, which he lost, and was then thrown in the trash. So, not exactly living up to much of a standard, whereas Cody Rhodes is a United States champion, he's had successful defenses, he's proven that he's earned it, and Randy Orton is a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. So, I just think this is kind of playing the Legacy against themselves. On top of that, Cody has been going through some tough matches, having to fight Brock Lesnar, Kevin Nash, you know, each week. For the last few weeks now, I think it's quite safe to say that, again, this is just manipulation at its finest there. He knows that Cody Rhodes is going to be hurt. He knows he's going to be weakened. Put them up against the biggest and deadliest tag team on Raw. And just kind of watch. And of course, as well as that, Randy Orton could not be in this match because the goal is for the Celtic Cross to defeat the Legacy, if I had to guess, and take away Randy Orton's Money in the Bank spot. Whether or not it's all going to work out, I don't know, but that's clearly the plan. I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters, as well as those who have clicked the join button here on YouTube. I hope you're enjoying your privileges that come with it. You will be currently watching this video quite a few days before everybody else will have been watching this video, so props to you. In fact, actually no, to be honest, I usually push Universe out a little quickly, but I think just to kind of thank everybody, I'll give you guys, you know, a day or two to say, haha, I got to watch it first, because as supporters of the channel, you deserve a reward, and that is the best I could think to offer, and I'm actually quite happy doing it that way, to be honest. Well, I want to say a big thank you to Dan Jetstar. I'm hoping he'll remember to come back and comment on this after possibly watching it in advance. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, you're not necessarily going to want to watch everything. Just because you're going to get to watch like 7 videos rather than 1 a day or 2 a day doesn't mean you're going to actually sit and watch all of them in a row. But if he does remember to comment, you'll see that he's got a lovely Jitchin Saria badge next to his name in the comment section now, because he is our first ever YouTube member. And I want to give a big thank you to Snaze and CMG for their continued support over on the Patreon, where they're also both eligible to, you know, seen these early. I don't think... Well, I don't know, actually, if that's everybody. I think that is. There are still some lower tiers you can do if you just want to support the channel, but it's the $5 and up tier that will get you early access for anyone that's curious, which means that if I was to record a week's worth of Universe, from Raw to SmackDown, maybe even Money in the Bank, I'm not going to have the time to do that right now. I'm just saying as an example. That is not something that is going to happen. Please don't expect that. But if I were to do that, as a $5 tier sub member, you know, Patreon supporter, whatever the hell you want to call it, you will be able to watch that entire week from the day it all goes up on YouTube, rather than waiting a day at a time for the scheduled uploads to put it out. For those that just don't understand it. I mean, it seems like it's a pretty clear concept that everybody's kind of got, and I've seen the feedback. You know, I took a vote and everybody said that a majority said that they want it. There were quite a few people that said no. The thing is, for the people that don't want it, just don't subscribe. Just don't click the join button. Don't do it. I'm not going to be one of those people that goes on about it constantly. It's just this is the first time I've ever really spoken about it. I mean, I'll probably mention it at the outro of every video, because it's a huge reward for those that actually want it. Those that are willing to just wait, I respect your decision, and I still appreciate your support. You're the people that can leave comments in the end, so I appreciate that a lot, because admittedly you can't comment on anything. It's all private, so you can't actually comment on it until it goes public. That's gotta be it, has it? Well, guess what? It wasn't it. I kind of wish the Celtic Cross would put up more of a fight than they are. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. There is also one more thing I do need to mention, because obviously it's the only platform that doesn't really get a lot of recognition. We do still upload our videos to Twitch, so if you want to watch them on Twitch instead of YouTube, you can. I don't think there's really much of a difference. It's kind of just a preference in streaming service or whatever. But there is a subscribe button there too for those that do prefer it. And again, you get the same rewards there too. It's a little harder to set up there, so I'm actually kind of glad people haven't. But if anybody does, I'll try to make it work. And that is the end of that tangent.
We got a tag. Randy Orton acknowledges that
Come on, guys. You're the tag team champions. You have been for such a long time. What are you doing?
Uh-oh. He's in position, ready to strike.
Cradling DDT.
His shoulders are down.
Is this going to be what it takes to see new tag? No. No, it isn't. And here comes Sheamus. That would have been the end of Drew McIntyre's undefeated streak as well, let's not forget. Don't remember what he's up to yet. Now seems like a good point in time as I've just lost control of the match anyway. Drew McIntyre is at 10-0. Be 11 if he can win this match.
Look at the eyes of McIntyre. Everything he does is with purpose.
You gotta wonder, Michael, what are the odds that we'll see new tag team champions come out of here tonight?
What's everybody else in this set? Sheamus comes into this match with a 14-5 record. That's actually pretty damn good too. I mean, to be fair, it would be. Every time he's in a tag match, he's never lost. Of course, his record's going to be good. 17-7 for Randy Orton. And as for Cody Rhodes, who's in the ring, getting his ass whooped right now, 12-11. So we definitely know who the weak link of this match is when you look at the win-loss records.
Who's going home with the title? King, there's a reason they call Sheamus the Celtic Warrior.
Yeah, this guy's barbaric. He loves.
I really wish Cody would just drop that mask already. You know he's got to be recovered from whatever injuries he was going through by now.
Whoa, look out.
It's a big fight feel here in this arena. The WWE Universe hanging on every move. This could do it.
He's got him down for the pin.
And he breaks
I
up the
believe
count.
Ted DiBiase was distracting the referee anyway. So that's a tough break. Randy Orton's got to really be panicking, because although I know Cody Rhodes is going to want that second title and that Money in the Bank spot, Randy Orton's going to lose his Money in the Bank spot if he doesn't win this.
That is as much power and strength as Sheamus.
This is just going downhill for the legacy. Good to see Celtic Cross in control, though.
And now he's back
I
on
don't
the apron.
really know what that was. Okay. Sure thing, Drew.
All the way slam.
Hey!
And this time,
Oh, it's the small PP backbreaker.
Backbreaker. And the boot connect.
Oh.
Cody gets blasted.
Cody's getting very blasted. Cody is getting, like, super blasted.
They'll cover here. And he breaks up the pin and the
Well,
match
Randy was
continues.
literally right there to make the save.
Boy, when you look in the eyes of Sheamus,
Ooh!
it's disturbing.
Got, like, a good counter.
And there's a tag.
And he might have to do this by himself. His partner
Randy,
doesn't have
oh, never mind. I was about to say Randy Orton's finally in, and you know he's going to be rolling off some momentum.
Hey! Oh,
Not going to
man.
get it on McIntyre
The
either.
ribs and the lower back. That just takes all of the power out of him. These guys are giving it absolutely everything they've got.
Randy's just, he's trying. The Celtic Cross is now starting to show that strong point that they have. I think as the match goes on, they just continue to be fresh. And that's what it comes down to. Lawler Scream.
He drops the elbow.
Oh, the longer Orton's in control of this match, the
You
more
are only
dangerous it
smoke and
becomes.
mirrors. A very horrible sign to hold up. That's mean. I know exactly why you're holding up, but I'm going to call that mean. You can't just say that to someone.
Fall away slam, my goodness. The
Boy, he
strength.
really likes them fall-away slams. Randy Orton is just getting beat. Every time he goes to take back control, Sheamus is just that little bit quicker. Probably a good thing they got Ted at ringside.
Oh, and a save just in the nick of time. Too slow.
I don't think that we're ever going to see the Legacy and the Powerhouse get along. So I just kind of thought to myself, like, well, what if one day we find that this was all a ruse or something, and the Legacy is still with the Powerhouse? But then I kind of realized,
Big move coming.
Ted lost his $1 million title to Kozlov, who's like the main guy of the Powerhouse. No, Jax is the main guy. My bad. And Kozlov threw that title in the trash, brought in the hardcore title. He literally was the one that did that to Ted and Ted's title. So I don't think there's any possibility of like a reunion or this being a trick or anything. You know, unless he didn't actually trash the $1 million title. But we gotta take their word on it. That was done back when he was on SmackDown. That had nothing to do with McMahon. Why is Ted on the corner? You can't get tagged, Ted. Get down. Oh. Ted DiBiase with a little bit of a sneaky move.
Sheamus comes up with a devastating counter.
Oh, this is awkward. Oh, this is really awkward.
Great reaction.
He just won't take any moves.
And the ref sees the tag.
Well, McIntyre's finally in now. I was going to say, Sheamus has really done a number on Randy.
He is definitely going to have those ribs looked at after this match. It's so hard to keep Drew McIntyre down.
Yeah, I think they're learning that.
Bad. Vicious shot to the... And will this be it?
Oh my god, please. Thank you, Cody. Wrong guy, Randy.
Punishment.
And that may be the only thing that he loves.
A belly-to-belly suplex. And the ref starts the count.
There you go.
The Viper's so cold and calculating. Every single move delivered with purpose. Look at the disdain in the eyes.
And he wiggles. Not once, but twice.
Orton escapes. Watch out here.
Big blow to the back of the skull. Can he score the pin? 1, 2.
Not quite. Not yet. Not yet.
The referee getting involved now.
Woo!
So cunning, so vicious. When he counters, he knows exactly how to follow them up with the most devastating of moves. Oh my gosh!
And again, the mind games are played.
The mind games.
And Orton just unloading with a huge right.
Oh!
The tag is made.
Honestly, I gotta say, if the Celtic Cross managed to win this, who have they even got left to beat? I think this is the first time they've faced off against the Legacy, but what's left for them? What do they have left to prove?
Oh, he's in trouble now.
Well, this is looking like the beginning of the end. Wow, that was fast. I didn't stand a chance. Future Shock. I still prefer the really fast one. Got much more of an impact to it. Oh, and that's not enough. He's going to try and make Orton tap out.
He's seen it up. Here he comes. Oh, what timing. A few more seconds and this would have been
What do you see, Randy?
The Viper. And there's the count. Orton is just having his way.
Ooh! Here we go. Here we go. Oh, never mind. Oh my god.
Right in the face. Ah!
I think that might be enough.
That should do it right there. 1, 2. Oh, and a save just in the nick of time.
That was a what?
Rhodes kicks out, and the ref starts to
There was a save there?
No! A tremendous
Well, that was a
move.
fuck up. if I've ever seen one.
The leg.
Oh, okay.
Ah, look at this.
Oh gosh, the back. That could very well dislocate a vertebrae. And here's a cover.
Ref?
Near fall after near fall in this matchup here.
Ooh.
I don't believe it. Momentum's changed hands again. Right on the kidneys.
He thinks he has it.
Is that going to be enough?
2.
There you go. Wow, what a battle. I was really not sure when that was going to end. Well, the Legacy did not become tag team champions, and Randy Orton is no longer in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But we do have 2 new entrants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. What a night. The final night before Money in the Bank. We got confirmation that Brock Lesnar and Kevin Nash will both be in it. They actually shook hands. And now we've got these 2 taking away Randy Orton's spot and the 5th spot in the match, which means there's just 1 more spot to fill, and it will be filled this Tuesday, I was going to say, on NXT. But there you go, still the World Tag Team Champions, and they are now destined for greatness as the longest reigning champions we've ever seen when they come back to Raw, well, when they go to Money in the Bank this Sunday, as a matter of fact, actually. And we are going to go on now to a all-women's, all-out battle royal. I said that really strangely, as we're going to find out who's going to challenge Karma for the Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. Will it be Tiny Shiny? Will it be Trish Stratus? Maybe it will be the former champion Michelle McCool. Oh, sorry, the former champion was Tiny Shiny. Or maybe it will even be the newly doing something with herself, Brie Bella. Who knows? Like I said earlier, what a show so far that we've got, huh? And it just keeps getting better. Oh, I don't have to change the next match because it's a remarkable one. SmackDown has almost finally left Raw alone. However, Shawn Michaels still wants to go one-on-one with Nemesis, the ECW champion, so that is our main event. And I suppose since the ECW title is a cross-branded championship, technically, yeah, I guess he is allowed to fight Nemesis tonight on Raw. Just doesn't make sense as the main event is all.
Introducing first, from the other side of the darkness, Tiny Storm.
Okay, so Tiny Shiny, first ever appearance since losing the Women's Championship almost a month ago. Ready to try and get that goal back. Ready to try and beat Karma in a rematch at Money in the Bank. So far she is 6-4 in the win-loss records. Whew. And I'm full of the yawns. What is everyone's rankings in this? 6-4 for Tiny Shiny. Michelle McCool is 6-7. But she really fell off this season. Ever since coming to Raw, I think it's just been bad news for her, as it can be for some people. Trish Stratus so far is 1-2. Sometimes going to a different brand just really kills your momentum. Brie Bella is 1-5. So statistically speaking, the most favorable in this match. I've already forgotten the numbers again. Don't tell me I can do this. So 6-4. 60% win-loss for Tiny Shiny. And Michelle McCool, 6-7. So Tiny Shiny is the only one whose wins are higher than her losses. So the statistics are in her favor for this match, actually. That's good. That's good to know. Michelle McCool's got less than a 50% chance of winning this based on those statistics. And it only goes downhill from there. What's Karma's win-loss record so far? 4-0. Another undefeated champion. I thought we were about to have a cutscene for a second there. I got really happy. I was like, yeah, more story. I like the cutscenes. They add something to the matches. They're good. My favourite thing about WWE 12 is, although the universe can book matches that make absolutely no goddamn sense at all, at least it's booking stories. At least there's stuff constantly getting made. Woo! On to the final participant. Can't believe she's actually managed to make a bit of a name for herself, but here we are.
From Scottsdale, Arizona, Brie.
Not sure exactly how Mr. McMahon would feel to know that his one of his competitors is so involved with a SmackDown superstar, but it is what it is. Brie Bella has decided that she is a very big fan of Mr. Justin Gabriel. They have been kind of a power couple over on NXT at the moment. Just recently, Justin Gabriel defeated Husky Harris, after which they both beat the hell out of Harris with a steel chair. Don't know what he did to deserve that, but, well, they did it. Husky Harris's story is a sad one. About just the downfall of someone. And it just continues to be that.
Here we go with the Battle Royal. And in this
Here we go with the Battle Royal.
It's imperative to hone that ring sense. You have to know where all your opponents will be at all times.
It's hard to believe that we're over halfway through this, the year that is 2010. Coming up to my favourite pay-per-views of the year, such as Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble. We've got so much to look forward to. I mean, they are many months away still, but we're getting closer. Only 6 more months to go until the Royal Rumble, and 4 until Survivor Series. I don't know why I'm not talking about SummerSlam, the thing that is literally next month. I suppose because there just isn't really an iconic theme to SummerSlam. It's a bit like WrestleMania. Like, big matches happen at SummerSlam. I don't mean it's a bit like WrestleMania in the sense of I don't get hyped for WrestleMania. I get very hyped for WrestleMania. What I mean is, like, SummerSlam, there's just no themed thing for it. There's no, like, traditional SummerSlam thing. Whereas there's the traditional Survivor Series matches, and there's the Royal Rumble match. And WrestleMania is just kind of what it all leads to. So they all work really well. But you kind of think about it for a second and you go, SummerSlam doesn't really have its own thing. It's just kind of like, it's an attempt at like a WrestleMania 2. It's supposed to just be that the matches are really big there, and that things are supposed to change. I would do another draft after the SummerSlam, like half-a-year drafts where like we shake things up again twice a year. But I feel like twice a year is quite intense. I'd rather it was once a year. Otherwise, you just feel like there's too much going on. Maybe there could be like a few like talent exchanges, yeah. Like rather than like a draft, it's like a miniature draft of like 5 people go and 5 people come over or something. I don't know. The only thing is I could see it being that like the 5 that move are really unimportant. Like this just in, Heath Slater is coming to Raw. I had to say Heath Slater because he hasn't done anything yet. That's the only reason I said that, not because I dislike him. You guys know I like Heath Slater.
Oh, nice counter.
Stiff shot in the elbow. Enough.
I wonder what the elimination order in this match will be. Personally, I think it's going to come down to Raw's biggest women's rivalry. It's going to come down to Michelle McCool and Tiny Shiny. That's what this division was all about earlier this year. And I think that's exactly where it's going to go back to. It's going to go back to its roots.
Big blow to the back of the skull.
Arm lock applied. That can't feel good.
and she wills her way out. And she gets slammed.
It's kind of crazy to think that Universe has been back since April. We're now in December. Been doing this for 8 months, and we are coming up to the year. You know, when we hit November, that'll be the whole year, the first full year of Universe. Quite a lot's happened since Survivor Series.
Spine first.
Trish has her.
Oh, never mind. Maybe Michelle McCool will be the first to go. Or was that not a fin? No, it wasn't anything special. Okay, I take that back. Trish Stratus may be the first to go. I don't think it's going to take much as long as they actually pin off of their finishers. I think we could actually see some pretty quick eliminations.
Oh, this should be beautiful.
I stand greatly corrected.
Unbelievable impact there.
That did nothing to Trish Stratus. My bad. I thought that the faith word, maker breaker, chicken steak, I thought that would be the one to do it, but it wasn't. I'm full of yawns. I'm not really a big fan of these not playing match scenarios, but Tiny Shiny's in the match, and those be the rules. Just like I won't be playing the next match either, because Nemesis is in it. Nemesis has stated that because he was in such high demand by Shawn Michaels and Miss McMahon to compete tonight on Raw. Faith Breaker, thank you for that, Mr. Crowd Sign.
What an incredible suplex.
Because he was in such high demand to compete here on Raw in the main event, he won't be competing on NXT tomorrow night. So Wade Barrett will have to wait if he wants his rematch.
Ooh, what impact.
Brie.
Watch it.
Starting to think that Nemesis fella doesn't want to defend against Wade Barrett, you know? Maybe he doesn't think he can beat him in a rematch, which is confusing. I mean, he beat him the first time around, but just doesn't seem to want to do it a second time.
What a brutal shot.
Brie has only ever won one match in her career. It's just that right now she's one of the only women that's like managed to make herself relevant. A lot more than Nikki. And Alicia Fox has just kind of been on the butt end of a lot of matches. So she's definitely the biggest fit for this match. That's the Stratus faction. Is that going to get Michelle McCool eliminated? Yes! Well, there you have it. Michelle McCool won't be getting a rematch.
All that weight just comes crashing down.
Poor Tiny Shiny. She was just about to go for a big move. And it was interrupted so rudely.
Brie.
Brie!
Takedown by Brie.
What even was that? That's not a finisher.
Brie showing a heap of emotion.
The Franken, will it be?
The Franken will it be?
Two.
Bye-bye,
It was.
Brie.
Okay, so it's going to be Tiny Shiny or Trish Stratus facing off against Karma for the Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. I think Tiny Shiny is going to get her rematch. That's my prediction. I'm calling it now because she had a finisher that she was ready to use. What the hell? Well, that was slow.
There's the submission. She might have no choice but to tap. Whoa! Would you look at this? Can you believe it? This is an undying will to succeed. What phenomenal agility.
Ugh. I know she went for her finisher earlier and she didn't use it, so it's not like it would have just disappeared.
Oh, what an elbow drop.
Now she's probably lost it. That was it getting reversed if I had to guess.
Attack right to the back. Hooks the leg. One. Blocked.
A serious punctuation on that exchange. Watch out here.
Uh-oh, it's the deadly move.
Do it.
1, 2, 3.
Ah, well.
Trish does it.
She came close. She just needs to, like, take some time away, regroup, and get that women's title back one day.
An incredible match. It took
An incredible match.
to survive this elimination battle.
Well, Trish Stratus will be the one to face off against Karma at Money in the Bank. Probably the most... I can just keep talking, I don't know what I'm pausing for. Probably the most intense confrontation, I think. They debuted together. Karma's the one that won the Women's Championship. Trish Stratus, the most anticipated debutee that we had in the Women's Division. I think they're going to put on a classic. But what do I know? I still haven't changed Nemesis's intro video to the NXT logos. I'm just warning you now. I am going to, because that's his gimmick now. He's a proud representative of NXT, just like Jetstar. So I am going to. I just haven't yet. Give her that fucking Del Rio face.
Scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Limbo. Representing the Disciples, the ECW champion, Nightmare.
I don't know how Nemesis has done it, but he's really managed to secure the spotlight just lately, despite a 6-9 win-loss record. And the fact that he's nowhere near ranked at the World Heavyweight Championship, he's nowhere near Batista's level. And his most recent match was defeating interviewer/commentator Michael Cole to retain the ECW Championship. I don't know what this guy is doing to get himself booked the way he is. I don't know how he's doing it. I guess he's just crossing the right people. I mean, the wrong people, because he's on the losing end of every match, but the right people in the sense of it's getting him where I think he wants to be. I think he's enjoying the spotlight. Whether he says he's for the revolution of NXT or not, I think that he's very much enjoying that he is the main event of Raw right now. I just wonder what he's got up his sleeve. If I was Shawn Michaels, I would not have left Triple H back on SmackDown. What the hell? But The Miz said...
Well, that was a serious statement.
I'm not going to say anything. It's just if you guys saw what The Miz had to say on SmackDown, he said no more... I suppose he did say that Zack Ryder wasn't to compete on Raw. He didn't say anything about showing up in the crowd and striking Shawn Michaels. My question is, why?
Are we really going to have this match?
Why is this... What is this union? Why is Zack Ryder this randomly loyal to Nemesis?
Michaels.
Also, how the hell did Ryder hide in the crowd dressed like that? Shawn Michaels and Triple H have set their sights on the WWE Tag Team Championships held by The Miz and Zack Ryder. Once the business is over and done with here on Raw and they can head back to SmackDown, I'm sure we'll be seeing a Tag Team title match between the two. DX literally not only beat Alex Riley, but injured him. So I definitely say they are well within contention. But Shawn Michaels comes in tonight with a 12-12-1 record. I'm just going to say a 12-12 because, I mean, that one isn't really always worth mentioning. It's just there. But Alex Riley is no longer a member of the Misfits. And the reason that Alex Riley was kicked out from the Misfits is because he kept getting involved in these situations here on Raw. And the Miz said that that wasn't their goal. He wasn't allowing it. He wasn't on board with it, is what I meant to say. Sorry. He had nothing to do with it. And look at this! What the hell's he doing here? He's got an injury! again, I suppose he's just a crowd member, so there's not really a lot that can be said or done, but I'm starting to think that this is a bit of a fix on Shawn Michaels.
And there's the arrogance of the Nightmare.
Miz and Ryder are due a defense this week on SmackDown. I'm assuming that'll have to be against DX. As they will be coming up to 30 days. Well, the Zack Ryder will be coming up to 30 days as a champion. The Miz will be coming up to all of 7 this Friday on SmackDown. But Zack Ryder will be on 26 days, which means that he'll be overdue a defense if they don't defend this Friday.
Refusing to give in there.
It's quite weird that you got to count it that way, but they do have 2 different reign lengths. The Miz has only been champion for 3 days as of this episode of Raw. Nemesis just recently got around his due defense against Wade Barrett by saying that he didn't show up to NXT and that the only person they could find was Michael Cole.
And a hard shot by Shawn Michaels.
I respect that despite the fact that Zack Ryder attacked Nemesis, despite the fact that Alex Riley attacked Shawn Michaels, despite the fact that Zack Ryder attacked Shawn Michaels, despite the fact that Alex Riley then attacked Shawn Michaels as well, Michaels is still going on with this main event. He's being jumped from every avenue.
Shawn Michaels is a human thrill ride. Big move coming. The Heartbreak Kid, so crafty in these
The second ever WWE champion. You got to think Shawn Michaels is really not someone that you should take lightly, and I think Nemesis is, honestly, he should be grateful for the spotlight that he's gotten right now.
He's been around for so long that he knows every counter to every hold.
But again, I don't see what this is doing for NXT. This is making it look worse. The fact that it's represented by a guy who can't fight his own battles is an awful thing. I mean, admittedly, Jetstar's not here. Jetstar hasn't been around in a while. I'm starting to worry about him. I want him to come back. Oh no, he was there when Nemesis fought Michael Cole.
Sneak up.
It'll be very interesting to see who competes tomorrow on NXT for that final spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Raw's Money in the Bank ladder match will finally be completed. We now know that from Raw we'll be seeing the 6-man Money in the Bank ladder match, which will feature Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Edge, Kevin Nash, and Brock Lesnar, as well as one other participant. We also know that the Women's Championship will be defended by Karma, who will be facing off against Trish Stratus, as was determined earlier. And we know that Batista will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Jack Swagger. I believe this is Nemesis's finisher. This would be a big upset. My God. I mean, it definitely wasn't the cleanest victory, but that is definitely one that I don't think Nemesis is going to be forgetting anytime soon. For the first time ever, Nemesis has won in the main event of Raw, and I guess he's finally gotten what he wanted. And here comes his buddies. I don't know why Alex Riley is here. He's injured. He shouldn't be in his wrestling gear. He shouldn't be getting involved. If Michaels lands him with any moves, he's at the risk of even worse injuries. Look at this. Good God. Wow. I mean, fair enough. Nemesis really wants to make a statement, but is he stealing the Miz's bodyguards? That's my question. They seem to be more loyal to him than they do to the Miz. But I guess we'll see where this is all going as time passes. That's going to be that for Raw, though. So I feel bad because Batista versus Jack Swagger has had, like, no build. Okay, so coming out of Raw, we've got Kevin Nash has embraced the WWE fans. That was a shocking turn, but it definitely was what happened. And Nemesis defeated Shawn Michaels. What was a David and Goliath victory? That is very true. very much the underdog in that match. Honestly, the biggest win he's probably ever going to get. Lesnar defeated Santino and Kevin Nash. So where does that leave? Okay, so Kevin Nash didn't get pinned, which I guess makes sense that he wouldn't move then, whereas Lesnar's gone up a rank for that victory, and Santino has dropped 3 more ranks. He's closer than ever to where he belongs on the ranking system. That's good. He's now ranked 26. Just 2 more ranks to drop and he's there. Oh yeah, we should probably look at these as well. Lesnar is the #1 contender for the US title. That is a terrifying sight for Cody Rhodes. The Disciples of Darkness have managed to slide their way up to the 2nd rank, which is technically the 1st rank, because the Road Warriors are not contenders for the World Tag Team titles. And Tiny Shiny remains #1, says this system, as Trish Stratus only goes from 5 to 3rd with that victory. In the tag team match, we saw McIntyre and Sheamus defeat Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and of course Ted DiBiase does take a hit from that too. So where does that leave Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase? Well, Randy Orton drops from 2 to 4, whereas Cody Rhodes takes a drop from 14 to 15, and DiBiase remains the same at 16. As for the tag team champions retaining, Sheamus remains at 9, and Drew McIntyre increases 1 rank to 7. That is what that means for them. Tiny Shiny took the loss to Trish Stratus in the 4-woman Elimination Battle Royal. You've already seen what that led to her. And as for this one, Shawn Michaels and Nemesis, well, over on SmackDown for Shawn Michaels, that has dented him quite a bit. He's dropped from rank 6 to rank 14 with that loss, whereas the ECW champion now finds himself at rank 20 instead of 22. He's just kind of slid around Jetstar a bit. And that is that. So, on NXT this week, we will see Brodus Clay versus Michael McGillicuddy, David Otunga, and Sheamus in a 3-on-1 handicap match. Sheamus pulling double duty this week. As well as this, we'll be seeing a Hardcore Championship winner-takes-all match. It's Mick Foley defending the Hardcore title against whoever you voted for him to face. I should know the answer to that because it was an older episode, but I don't remember, so I can't say. And the winner of that will not only become the Hardcore Champion, but they will compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And from SmackDown, you can expect to see, I think, another Money in the Bank qualifier. I mean, what's the SmackDown Money in the Bank landscape right now? It's Christian, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, and The Rock. So there is one more participant. I suppose, to be fair, that could then be something that takes place on SmackDown. So instead of that, I'm going to say that this week's match from SmackDown will be... We had another injury on SmackDown recently? Why is there 27 now? I think we've had another injury. Unless I just hadn't realised Alex Riley. Oh, probably Alex Riley's, yeah. Fair enough. From SmackDown, I think we'll have Wade Barrett return to NXT, and he'll face off against Arn Anderson. I think that's something that I just want to use Arn Anderson or Vader. Maybe Vader. Wade Barrett versus Vader. That sounds a bit more like a tough obstacle for Wade Barrett to overcome. So we'll go with that one. So thank you all for watching this episode of Raw. If you want to see this content a little bit early, be sure to subscribe to the Patreon $5 tier or above, or click the join button below. You save a single cent if you join here on YouTube because it's $4.99, not $5. Or you can subscribe over on Twitch. You will get all of the uploads as soon as they are ready to be posted. Once they are scheduled and set on YouTube to go live, you will just get them right away. You will not have to wait. You will be whitelisted. Of course, if you do sign up for that, be sure to DM me. My Twitter DMs are open and available to anyone. You know, you can contact me through Instagram, the Facebook page. I don't think YouTube has a DM system anymore, but Patreon still has a DM system. Twitch has a DM system. Anything like that. If you just private message me on something with your email address, I can whitelist you, and you will then be able to watch videos in advance, so long as you are the super sub tier or the big weenie or whatever the hell it's called on Patreon. I don't even remember. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Thank you to all the supporters that we currently have supporting us that little bit extra, and of course to those that aren't able to, we still appreciate you anyway. Don't you worry about it. So make sure to check all that stuff out, and I will see you guys in the next episode when the hardcore title is defended in the main event. Mick Foley up against... I don't know. Bye, everybody.